What's up, Teal fam? I hope this video finds you well. So, I haven't done one of these reading stories off Reddit videos in a while, so I thought I would do one now. But before I get into the stories, I just wanted to come on here really quickly and see what's up, Till fam. How are y'all doing? I know it probably seems as if I've abandoned y'all. I know I've been pretty quiet on the internet recently, but honestly, I was just exhausted. Just a lot of things going on, and I know it probably would have been helpful if I let y'all know I was taking a break, so I do apologize about that. But for whatever reason, I was just going through like a rut for a little bit. Like I really couldn't think of any video ideas I wanted to do, and I don't know, it's kind of weird because I've heard of other content creators say they go through, I don't know if I'd call it a mental block per se, but maybe like writer's block or, a creative block. And I always thought to myself prior to having an ASMR channel that like, how can that be, as the consumer of the videos? Normally anything the content creator puts out, I'm happy with, But now that I'm in the driver's seat of being a content creator, I completely understand what that feels like to just kind of like not know what to do, And so yeah, I don't really know what else I can say about that, but I'm going to try to get back on a more regular posting schedule. Thank you so much to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. My birthday was on June 15th and I turned 30. I know I haven't responded to many or any comments, so I do apologize. But please know I have seen them and it really warmed my heart. All the nice comments and happy birthdays I've received. So I'll make sure I get back on top of responding to comments. And I know some people wanted to see a video about my 30th birthday trip to New York City. So I did try to take footage whenever I remembered, but also I really wanted to live in the moment, so probably sometime this weekend I will sit down and get all that footage together, because half is on my phone and half is on my fiance Chris's phone, and I will sit down and talk about all the fun things we did in New York City, and it was a very great way to bring in my 30th year. Also, just really quickly, thank you to all of you who have sent in your videos for the collab. I will also take the time to sit down and compile those and make that video within the next week as well. If anyone has missed it, you can still send in a video. I don't have a ton, I think maybe like 10, but I'm happy with that for my first collab video. But if you want to be a part, you can do a 1 to 2 minute ASMR of your style video, and you can email it to Teal20, that's 20, ASMR@gmail.com, and I will take videos until I start compiling those, which will probably be this coming up Sunday, so be on the lookout for that as well. I believe that's all I wanted to talk about before start getting into the stories. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Once upon a time, there was a young eel deep in the coral reef. He lived a happy life and never thought of anything but feasting on the tasty fish and shrimp that lived in the bottom of the ocean with him, swimming and feeling the push of the tide as it drew him in and out, and sleeping in his comfortable hidey hole. It was a comfortable life, and he was content. Until one day, as he was swimming about, a wise old shark swam by. "Little eel," said the shark, "are you not lonely? Do you not often wish for companionship?" The little eel thought about it. "No, sir," he said. "I am quite content swimming around and eating delicious shrimp and living in my hidey hole." "Suit yourself," said the old shark. But as he swam away, he added, "Might as well forget I asked." Now, if that shark had said something like, "Mark my words," or if the shark had emphasized the importance of it, then the young eel would have done just that. But since the shark had made nothing of it, and in fact had told the eel to forget it, quite naturally the eel could think of nothing else for days. And because he could think of nothing else, he became very unhappy with his life indeed. He became bitter about his shrimp and fish dinners, and uncomfortable with his hidey hole. When he went out to swim with the tide, surrounded by the population of the reef, it only made him feel lonelier. "Oh, stuff all these things," he said. "I was never happy about it, but now I am unhappy without a companion. I must find one." And so the young eel swam off in search of a companion. Within minutes, he found another eel. "Hello, Miss Eel," he said to her. "Would you like to be my companion?" "Oh no," she said. "I have a companion already, and all these little fry to take care of. But thank you for the offer." And he swam away, disappointed, but did not expect to be so lucky on the first try. He came up to another eel a couple of hours later. "Hello, Miss Eel," he said to her. "I would like a companion." "You would you?" she said. "Well, good luck with your search." "Would you like to be my companion?" he asked. "I am not interested in a companion at this time." And he swam away, quite perturbed. A couple of days later, he came upon another eel. "My dearest Miss Eel," he said to her, "isn't it a lovely day for companionship? Would you like to join me?" "No," she said. "Why not?" asked he. "Because," she said, "in all honesty, you seem a bit too eager for companionship to me, and I wonder, what is it you are looking for that you haven't found?" "I am looking for a companion," he said. "I was happy in my hole, eating shrimp and fish and swimming with the tide, but then I realized realized that I did not have a companion, and that I must have a companion to be happy. But my dear Mr. Eel, she replied, if you are not satisfied without a companion, what makes you think you will find something with one? Companionship is as much about giving as it is about taking. Are you ready to give? I can tell you are not. You are thinking only of what you want. Now do go. I have had a busy day of swimming and need my rest. And the young eel was more frustrated than ever, and darted back to his hidey hole, bitter and upset. He had been there a week, pouting and grouchy, before the shark swam by again. What's this? He asked the little eel. What happened to my happy young eel? I think I have not seen an eel so miserable as this in all my years. Do you no longer enjoy your shrimp and fish, and your swimming with the tide, and your cozy hidey hole? No, the young eel nearly shouted. I do not have a companion to share this with me, and I must have one to be happy, he said. Oh dear, said the shark. You do now. You didn't before. Well, yes, said the eel. I was quite content before, but then the idea of having a companion, well, it seemed so nice. Someone I can snuggle with in my cozy hidey hole. I can catch a big fish or a shrimp and split it with her. We can swim in the ocean together. Those sound quite nice, but they seem quite nice even without a companion. No. Well, yes, but now that I think of how I might feel to do it with them, it's even better. Perhaps that is the case. Perhaps there is no more enjoyment to be had in these things, said the shark, and he swam away. Now, if that shark had pointed out to the eel that the things he had enjoyed were still just as fun as they had been before, the eel would never have thought another thing of it. But because the shark said there was no more enjoyment to be had, the young eel began to think. You know, I do still like my hidey hole. It is a very nice hidey hole by itself, and I enjoy swimming in the water just as much as I always did. And the little fish I ate yesterday was particularly good. I would enjoy them just as much as I did before if I don't have a companion. Why would I miss the joy without them? And so the little eel stopped worrying about having a companion and began to enjoy his life once again. He still had that longing in his heart, but he was no longer a miserable young eel. He was happy again. 1 month later, the water was warming up as spring began to arrive, and he was just the happiest little eel swimming about when someone came up to him. Pardon me, she said. I couldn't help but notice how much you were enjoying the water here. Dance with me, said the little eel. It's fun, but it's even more fun if we do it together. And she did. And the two eels spun and coiled and danced, and all the fish and life around the reef were amazed by the beauty of their dance. Just then, the eel spotted a large tiger shrimp. Over there, he said to the other eel, those one little eel to eat. Would you like to split one with me? Oh, I don't know, she replied. You don't have to if you don't want to. Here, I'll catch some for myself, and you may try it if you like. And he shot forward and snapped and bit the tiger shrimp clean in two. He nudged the tastiest part, the head, to the female eel, and she ate it. Together, they ate delicious shrimp. You know, she said, I've had them before, but for some reason, like this, it tastes better. Yes, the little eel yawned. I think you're right. And the little eel was very tired. I must retire to my cozy hidey hole. It is truly a nice hidey hole, great for sleep. I am tired. Oh, I do love a good hidey hole, she said. Would you like to share mine with me? I do believe I would. And so the young eel snuggled up in his hidey hole with his new companion, and they went to sleep. Once upon a time, there lived a lion who was always bragging about his bravery, his strength, and his cunning. There is no animal in the jungle who is braver than I, boasted the lion to all who would listen. I am the biggest and the best, and I am afraid of no animal, he proclaimed. But the lion was not being entirely truthful. He was very afraid of rats, and he did not want any of the other animals to know this, in case they made fun of him. There was also a little sheep who was very meek and quiet. The sheep did not boast or brag, because the sheep did not consider himself to be brave or strong or cunning. Because the sheep was so quiet, the lion often picked on him and called him names. You are a frightened little animal, goaded the lion. You are too quiet and too timid. You should be more like me. The gentle sheep never answered the name calling. He simply went about his business in his usual manner. I may be quiet, thought the sheep, but at least I have friends and do not spend my time boasting about myself or judging others. One day, when the sheep was walking through the jungle, he heard the lion screaming at the top of his voice, "Help me! Help me!" The little sheep ran in the direction of the lion's desperate cries for help, until he found the mighty beast clinging to the lowest branch of a tree in a small clearing. "Help me, little sheep," pleaded the lion. "What is wrong?" asked the sheep as he looked about on the ground to see what had frightened the lion in such a way. "Rats!" exclaimed the lion, and with his tail he pointed towards the ground, where there was a family of rats searching for food at the base of the tree. The little sheep trotted up to the rats and gently pushed them away from the base of the tree. "Run along now," said the sheep. "You are scaring the lion." And with that, the rats scurried off into the jungle in search of more food. When the lion was sure the rats had gone, he dropped to the ground and tried his best to puff out his chest, as if he had not been frightened at all. But the little sheep was not convinced by the lion's bravado. is it that you are so scared of rats? Asked the little sheep. They are slithery, slimy, and dirty, said the lion. That is not true, protested the sheep. How can you know what they are like if you've never spoken to them? The lion thought about this for a while and eventually admitted that he had never spoken to the rats at all, but had always been afraid of them. You're right, little sheep, said the lion. I decided that the rats were slithery and slimy and dirty, just as I had decided that you were timid and frightened. But it is not true. You are brave and strong.